Okay, so here's what I did. I went back to Frontera with the intention of taking this other route. And when I sort of mapped it out and I talked to a couple of people, I was told that it's not a super safe road, not for any crime reason, but just the road itself. And when I mapped it out, it looked like it was going to take 7 or 8 hours, which gets me there after dark, so that's a no. My name is Patrick. Recently I retired after 26 years as a police officer and sold everything I owned. Now it's time for something different. A journey of healing and inspiration. I'm setting out to ride my motorcycle around the world, searching for beauty, connection, and the freedom of the open road. This is my life now. This is Adventures Without Borders. Good morning. It's Monday morning and I am just heading out of Villahermosa. I keep forgetting to not pronounce those H's. Villahermosa. Cool little town, right? Kind of a nightlife happening. Big day today. 380 plus kilometers. Take about 6 to 7 hours. Headed towards Campeche. Campeche is right on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. It's sort of a new phase in the trip, I would say, for me. It's the Yucatan Peninsula phase. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. It's another hot day. It's for sure going to get into the mid-30s today. It's very tropical down in this region. Let's just navigate all this here. So this wasn't not the prettiest town I've stayed in, but you know, in terms of getting a good dose of genuine culture, I think it was pretty good. A lot of their diet revolves around banana, or plantanos as they call them, because I guess they grow so many of them here. So breakfast featured some fried bananas. Breakfast was at the hotel, which was nice. I should just fuel up while I'm here. Buenos días. Lleno de la regular. Sí, gracias. Y para usted. Señor, para usted. Gracias, buen día. right. Full tank, full belly, let's go. I'm not really clear on why all these trucks are stopped. Nobody's looking at me funny for passing, so that's a good sign. There's no toll. According to my GPS, the next toll is in like 10 kilometers, so I can't imagine that's what this is. This is ridiculous. Going this way. The thing is, there's no oncoming traffic either, so I don't fully understand. Well, it looks like a accident. Or a blockade. So during this segment, I actually forgot to plug in my microphone, so I'm going to do this voiceover just to explain what's happening here. So I'd arrived at this point about 30 kilometers from the town of Frontera to this massive traffic jam. After talking to the people who were in those cars on either side of me, I figured out that it was a protest blockade. So the protesters who cut down trees to block the road and had a truck parked diagonally across the lanes were protesting against some type of power generation plant being built on their land. And people have been waiting there for 4 or 5 hours at this point. So I decided that rather than sit in the hot sun, I would ride back to Frontera, fuel up, get some lunch, and sort of weigh my options. Some people had suggested some alternate routes. Standing out in the sun, it was not ideal to look them up on my phone. So I decided I would go back to town, have lunch, and do that. And when I got back to town, you'll see that I was talking to a gentleman who gave me his opinions on the detours that were suggested to me. Gracias. Y para usted.
Sí. ¿Qué pasó? No. Ahorita. Se regresa. ¿Qué tiempo tiene? ¿Media hora?
Las personas que son al frente son, espero, desde 3 o 4 horas. Y paso para Choluta, sí. Voy a Campeche.
No es buena idea. ¿No? Mejor ir a Sevilla y rumbo a Tabasco. Perdón. La carretera no es segura, mucha monte, mucho tope, pero chequenlo en Waze. Pero no hay mucho tráfico, está muy solo. Es mucho más lejos por allá.
Pero no, decía así, verdecito, 3.500.
Y aquí, por esta carretera de plaza, de Villahermosa. O igual pueden ir hasta aquí, cerca de esta descansa. La Campeche, más segura, más rápido. O por la moto.
Sí.
Más solo, más rápido.
Es una ruta GoPro. No. Ok, gracias. Sí.
Okay, so here's what I did. I went back to Frontera with the intention of taking this other route. And when I sort of mapped it out and I talked to a couple of people, I was told that it's not a super safe road, not for any crime reason, but just the road itself. And when I mapped it out, it looked like it was going to take 7 or 8 hours, which gets me there after dark, so that's a no. So I came back to this for 40 kilometers, and it hasn't budged. So I think my alternative is going to be to head back and see what happens. Gracias. Gracias de Canadá. Gracias. So my mic's not plugged in, not sure what you can hear, but the other bikers seem to have negotiated a path, so I just tagged along. Gracias, buen día. De Canadá.
A la madre.
Sí, gracias.
Mucho. Aunque todavía ya hay otro que dice, otro paradero. Dice acá hay otro paradero.
Sí.
Otra parada.
Sí, la...
Venga. Que se recuerde de mí.
Gracias. ¿Es en la Marina? Soy oficial de policía en Canadá.
Ah, chingado.
Pero tengo en canal YouTube, un momento. Gracias.
Va a tomar.
Eso es mi canal YouTube.
Va.
Gracias, amigo.
Ahí dijo, fíjate.
Y gracias para el pasaje.
Ahí estaba el otro, pero el otro andaba de chismoso, quién sabe dónde se metió. Desde la moto gris.
Viaje. Okay. There's a lot to take in here. So that dude is apparently a Marine. He gave me a Marine patch, and when I asked, it sounded like it was a Marine. So somehow as I pulled up, he negotiated a path through, but he said we had to push the bikes. So whatever. Happy to do that. And hopefully that's the end of this stuff for today anyway. That was super weird, but super cool. So, yep. All right. Well, I'll keep you up to date. I'm in that part of Mexico now where there are speed bumps that are completely unannounced. You gotta watch traffic in front of you, and you gotta watch the road anytime there's like little stores or businesses or whatever. The last time I was this far south was in the state of Chiapas, and holy cow, they were big speed bumps there. I'm also seeing a lot of tuk-tuks. Look at it go. Woohoo! Alright, I'm still processing everything that just happened at that barricade, but it's all good. Looks like I'm gonna hit a toll road at some point, maybe. We shall see. That's one. Two. Oh, these are minor. 3, 4, 5. These are the big ones. Look at this thing. 6. Oh. 7. For now. I just noticed the water on my right, which I'm somewhat confused by. I think we must be on some kind of because the Gulf should be off on the left since I'm heading south. So we must be on some kind of I don't know what you call it, like a strip of land. It's a big lake, I don't know. I'll have to check it out on the map. It turns out that there are a series of lagunas that I was seeing on my right, and then these two amazing bridges that connect across one of the larger lagunas there. They're sort of like inlets as far as I can tell, and this was all near a city called Ciudad del Carmen, which has nothing to do with Playa del Carmen, if you're wondering. today's really just filled with various delays. I've come upon this car accident. It looks like a car lost control off the road and rolled in the ditch on the left. So I guess we're stuck waiting again until this clears up. This is a Marine who's doing traffic control right in front of me. If I think I'm feeling hot, I can't imagine how warm it must be under all that gear. So I've been following the coastline for the last few hours, I would say. I'm just in the first town I've seen in a while. Encountered another delay earlier. It was a crash, and they had the road closed for a bit. So I had to wait for that to get cleared up. So it looks like I'm going to roll into Campeche around 6. I'm 65 kilometers away. So we'll see what else the road has in store for me today. There's a glimpse of the Gulf of Mexico. So not really any toll roads to speak of. 2 really long bridges that I crossed. Probably like anywhere from 3 to 5 kilometers long. So they had tolls, but I haven't really hit a toll highway today. And my GPS is telling me there's a toll ahead, but something that's 100% for sure, but it's possible. The stretch heading into Campeche might be a nice highway, which would be really nice. And I just get some speed and get the 65k done in normal time. But this is it's just a sign of things to come with Central America. So from experience I can tell you that Guatemala, at least, super low speeds, single lane roads, lots of mountain riding, and from talking to those guys from Nova Scotia the other day, that's pretty much all of Central America. Speed limits of, and a guy in Mexico City who was from Costa Rica was telling me in Honduras that speeds are 40 and 50 on most roads in Honduras. So yeah, so a little patience goes a long way, and then it's just going to be a matter of adjusting the distances that I ride between destinations. So I still got this mentality from back home, speed bump, that 400 or 500 kilometers isn't that much. I mean, I drive over 500 kilometers to go visit my brother. So when you can count on going 110 the whole way, that's an easy thing to plan, but things are different here, and just got to adjust my thinking for that. Yeah, if any of you guys have been through Central America, let me know what your experience was with that, with speeds and travel times. I'd be really interested in hearing. So yeah, sure enough, the last 40-45 kilometers were toll road. There's practically nobody on it, so it's been a joy. And with the sun slowly going down, the temperature has cooled off a little bit. So yeah, it's nice. I'm at 14 kilometers from my hotel, 8 kilometers from town. I'm sure the KLR is happy to stretch her legs too. So I did read that, oh, by the way, I'm in Campeche. I did read that there were fortifications built for the city to defend against pirate attacks. I figure that's what I'm looking at. Well, that looked really cool. Oh, shoot. There we go. So another new thing here is people stop for pedestrians. I actually saw a sign that said pedestrians go first. So that's different than the other places I've been. Yeah, this looks really cool. Oddly, this reminds me of Morocco. Oh look, there's a pirate in a cage. All right. Unless I missed it. We have a look as per usual on Google Maps. When I looked it up, it seemed to me it was on one of the side streets. I think it's on this street, but it looks like it's a one-way coming down. So let me see if I can't go up the next block and come back. And I believe the parking is like across the street, just offset a little bit as well. Yeah. Oh, it's right there. That's all right. That is a pedestrian street. Super cool. Yeah, this is beautiful. Other than the fact that I can't get to my hotel. Gives me a little tour here. Yeah, this is really nice. Way more tourists from outside Mexico, I'm gonna say, just in the couple of blocks I've driven. I've seen a lot of blonde people. crossing. Alright, this should be my street. I might have to do that again to get to the parking lot. Unless I park and I just haul my stuff. We'll see how far it is. Hola. ¿Es el estacionamiento del hotel? Sí, sí. Sí. ¿Necesitas un ticket? Sí. Gracias. Al frente, al fondo. Sí, ok. Está bien, sí. Al hombra.
La sombra. Perfecto.
Gracias. Traffic mishap here.